afternoon, folks. Eddie deSouza here at the deSouza Wellness Retreat and Wildlife Sanctuary. I'm very pleased to have Willow Beaulieu with me today, and we're going to be walking through the woods and picking out a few plants that are edible right now. And Willow, do you want to maybe say some more of the things that you're going to be talking about?
First of all is having respect while you're in the bush, watching where you're walking, being aware of what's around you, and you want to take note of the habitat that the plants are growing into, like the terrain and stuff, right? And yeah, having respect while you're out there.
Right. And I know you were talking about different times to pick different...
In the spring, you want to pick leaves. If you're going to use the leaves, it's best that you pick them before the plant has flowered. So it takes a couple of years to get to know the plants well enough to be able to ID the leaves, right? Okay. Then in the fall you want the root systems, because the plant's nutrients all go back into the roots in the fall time, right? Mm-hmm. So there's certain times in the plant's life where it's concentrated in certain parts of the plants, right?
Okay. I always had a hard time taking the roots away because I figured that was going to kill the plant.
It depends on which plant. Some can take it, some can't. Some divide roots, so as long as there's still a segment there, they'll still grow. Oh, like comfrey. Yeah, and you never pick more than 2/3 of anything you're picking. Okay. You always leave 1/3 left behind to make babies and regrow, right? Okay.
Well, I found lots of it when I was out.
Does that have any smell to it? That geranium?
No. Okay. The leaves are they can be pungent, but...
The fireweed again.
The fireweed is a nourishing plant. You've got two different kinds. You have the adaptogenic plants and you have the nourishing plants, right? The adaptogenics, your body adapts to that plant. It forces your body to adapt to it, whereas the nourishing plants, they help your body's system to function. They don't change it. And the fireweed is one of those. So it's safe for kids. It's a high calcium mineral content. It would be good for like electrolytes if you're sick, that kind of thing. And you can use the whole plant, the flowers, the leaves, and it grows everywhere, so you're not at risk of over-harvesting it.
Can I add something here?
Sure.
It's also a plant. It's from a family that has been used to manage prostate problems.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a fairly safe plant. It's not going to change your body composition.
Okay, and you said the best time to pick it is before it flowers, or?
You can use the flowers too.
You can use the flowers too, okay.
It's an excellent tea. It really tastes
good. It's a good tea. So this is yarrow. If you are allergic to the daisy family, if you get hay fever really bad, you shouldn't use this. But it's a very bitter plant, and it is used for when you have the hot chills, when you have that kind of a flu, where you're hot and sweaty, and this will break a fever. But it's very bitter. Mm-hmm. It's gross, but it works.
I heard it's good for a mosquito repellent too.
I don't know if there's any plants that are more stubborn than mosquitoes, but I use citronella for mosquitoes.
Citronella, yeah.
Well, a lot of people would get a contact rash from it.
Yeah.
That's a geranium too, isn't it? Citronella?
This citronella?
No, yeah.
I'm not sure. Here's the wild rose. I use the rose hips. It's a vitamin C, high vitamin C. You collect the rose hips in the fall. You can make rose hip jelly or cordial out of it. It's high vitamin C for the kids. I've even dried them and fed them to my horses through the winter.
Nice.
Just to give them some extra forage. And here we have the bearberry.
Bearberries, right on. You're not supposed to eat them,
No,
right?
these will give you a stomach ache, but they're very important for the bears.
Bears, okay.
It's a very good bear forage. And here we have the cranberry.
I lost you.
High bush cranberry. It's just started growing.
Oh, okay.
It will grow to about this tall and get the wild cranberries.
Jewelweed.
Jewelweed.
It's a remedy for poison ivy, poison oak, which we don't have here.
Oh.
So it's just pretty.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
And very rare, so we don't want to pick it. You're going to have some more rose petals? Mmm. So what are rose petals good for? Eaten? So if you're hungry, the next time anybody says, I'm hungry, you can go in the woods and pick some rose petals. Nice.
So there's 4 different types of arnica in BC. There's only one that you see in all the remedies in the health food stores for swelling and bruising. This is not it. You can tell by the leaf structure. This leaf is heart-shaped. The arnica that's medicinal has long, slender leaves, and they grow opposite of each other on the stem, the same as this. All arnica is antiseptic, so it all does have some value, but the type that you want for sprains, bruising, swelling is the long leaf variety, and you get between 3 to 6 flowers on the heads. This is the first type to flower. The next types come up later on in the spring.
Okay.
It's a pretty plant.
It
You
is.
do not take it internally.
Okay.
This is external use only. And
Okay.
you don't have to worry about over harvesting these. They grow quite well.
They're a good weed, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
But you always leave 1/3 of any patch. I would say this is a teenager. They can grow probably another 1/2 meter high.
Okay.
And this is the wild cranberry. The berries are tart, but they're edible.
Mm-hmm.
Bunchberry
Punchberry?
is what it's called,
Punchberry. Okay.
but it's a relative of the dogwood,
Okay.
Make sure I step
which we
on
have a
that.
shrub here that's also dogwood.
Is a type of goldenrod. The Latin name for goldenrod is solidago. There's 3 different varieties in BC. Solidago means to make whole in Latin. It's good for viruses. If you have a viral infection, make a tea out of it. And there's 3 different kinds. There's one that grows like a spike. It'll have one stalk grows up with a big yellow flower, and they grow in patches. And then there's a big variety that grows up to 2 meters high. And then there's a shorter variety that has more of cluster-like flowers, not so much spike-like. And you can tell because they're the bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
You see them everywhere.
And do they take from seeds or do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is another thing, you just don't pick, you always leave 1/3 to reseed, to regrow, or to grow new roots. You never take all of everything.
Right.
And leave what you can and use what you do take.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving up their lives for our health. There's a certain amount of respect that needs to be given in the process of harvesting and preserving, right?
For sure.
What is this?
Goldenrod.
Goldenrod. So we just found some. These are bearberries.
Bearberry, twinberry. They're also.
Oh, that's a very nice head.
No, do not eat them, okay? They give you tummy ache. These are important for bears.
Don't
It's
pull me. Yeah?
the bears eat them, and you can tell like it's got the. It's not something you want to eat,
No, they're super bitter, eh?
and it's
And it'll give you a stomachache.
yeah. But they're important for the bears and the hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds like them.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Oh, it's incredible. There's plants out here that mosquitoes pollinate.
Really?
So it's amazing how everything's
Can you come
connected.
with me?
For sure.
This is actually horsetail here.
Yeah. It's all well. There's a
Okay.
few different varieties of horsetail, right?
Right.
This stuff.
You're actually looking for the stuff that's got a wider stem on it.
Well, you've got the ones they look They look like this, but they have no branches on them.
Okay.
And these are the ones you can split the stalk near. You can split the stalk at the bottom, and there's water there.
Oh, okay.
So in an emergency situation, if you need a source of water, you can suck the water out of the stalk. Not this kind, it's the fat kind that's just straight up. But other than that, this was used for polishing the canoes and pots and stuff like that, right?
Nice. It's good to know what to clean your utensils with.
And then we have the strawberry runners
Strawberry runners.
right here. This is what I collect instead of the roots. And this is a remedy for stomach cramping.
Okay.
For-
You could also plant it too, right?
Oh, for sure. Any of these, like if you take too much and you have extra, you can just throw them out in your yard and they'll regrow. But the strawberry root extract is good for stomach cramping from PMS, indigestion, ulcers. It works for any kind of stomach cramping. And this, I make a tincture out of it, chop it up and soak it in alcohol for 6 weeks. And you can add fresh herb and do it all over again to get a stronger extract. And I'll go through 1 liter a year, just with the 3 kids. The stomach flus and...
Well, they look really healthy.
Yeah. And yeah, I take the runners, and I'd never take all the runners off one plant. So say I would take 2 out of 3 of these, leave that one to grow.
I was thinking about transplanting some of those into quenelle because it's way lower and they could come up even bigger because they're tiny out here.
It's the DNA of the plant.
Oh.
So it'll only grow as big as it's going to grow.